year marks the 63rd anniversary of the League of Women Voters of Hamilton Wenham. And that's amazing, right? We are 54 members strong, and we have added a whopping 22 new members to our team over the last year. And boy, have we been busy. Just over a month ago, we proudly hosted a wildly successful volunteer fair at the Community House that attracted over 230 people and 37 local nonprofit organizations. Like the volunteer fair, tonight's Civics Bee is only possible because of the work and support of our wonderful members, many of whom are here tonight. Will all the Hamilton Wenham Leaguers please stand up? Stand up, everybody. Now, if you're interested in joining this great group of civic leaders and doers, learning more about the League, please ask us. Some of us have our shirts on, or visit our membership table over there on the side. And I also want to extend a sincere thank you to all the local businesses who have generously made donations to support the Bee. Because of them, we have some awesome prizes tonight. Check out the monitor during the course of the evening in the back for a full listing of all the businesses. And lastly, don't forget to visit the refreshment table, which will be running all night. Members of the 8th grade class have donated snacks and drinks. All refreshments are free, but we ask that you consider making a donation, big or small, which would support their annual 8th grade trip to Washington, D.C. So let's get this show on the road, all right? We are so pleased to welcome. We got some very important people in the house tonight. We've got our 3 judges here, our state representatives. Everybody, we got our state representatives over here at the judges' table. Representative Kristen Kasner, Sally Kearns, Jerry Carasella. They're our honorary judges tonight. Ooh, sorry about that. Kristen Kasner, a fellow HW Leaguer and Hamilton resident, is the state representative for the 2nd Essex District, which includes Ipswich, Hamilton, Rowley, Newbury, Georgetown, and Topsfield Precinct 1. Kristen has spent her career in planning and community development. She is the newest member of the state legislature, having been sworn in on February 3rd, 2023. Her campaign was about supporting people, building a strong future, and protecting our freedoms. Her focus is on community building, water and the environment, economic development, child and elder care, and education. As some of you may know, in an election in which more than 24,000 people voted, Representative Kasner won her seat by a single vote, proving that every single vote really does count. So that's fantastic. Welcome. We also have Sally Kearns. Representative Kearns of Danvers was re-elected to represent the 13th District, which consists of Wenham Precinct 1A for the first time, following the 2020 redistricting plan. Ms. Kearns also represents Danvers, Peabody Ward 6, Middleton Precinct 2, and Topsfield Precinct 2. The redistricting has made this job really hard. As a resident of Danvers when it was divided into two during a redistricting plan in the 70s, Representative Kearns appreciates the community opposition to the new plan, but is resolved, along with Representative Kasner, to ensure Wenham's people and issues are well represented. Representative Kearns was recently appointed to be the Vice Chair of the Committee on Public Health and the Committee on Ways and Means, Transportation, and Election Laws, among many others. While Danvers no longer has a league of its own, Representative Kearns remembers well some of the women involved and the contributions of the Danvers League to civic life in the community. She is delighted to be here for our Civics Bee. And last but not least, we have Representative Jerry Carasella, a Beverly resident. He represents the 6th Essex District in Massachusetts, consisting of Beverly and Precinct 1 in Wenham. Elected to the legislature in 2011, he has served as chair of the Joint Committee on Veterans and Federal Affairs, the Joint Committee on Public Service, and currently serves as the chair of the Joint Committee on Economic Development and Emerging Technologies. Jerry is a recently retired lieutenant colonel in the Massachusetts National Guard, where he served as a judge advocate general with the 151st Regional Support Group. Jerry also spent time in the Army Reserves, where he was deployed in Bosnia and Iraq. And I see Senator Bruce Tarr has just popped in. Senator Tarr has been a supporter of our Civics Bee from the start, back in 2016. All right, he has been in the Massachusetts Senate representing us in the 1st District and the Middlesex District since, 1st Essex and Middlesex District since 1995, and has been Senate Minority Leader since 2011. Welcome, Bruce, nice to see you. Okay, thank you all for coming. We've got a full house, so we're going to get going right now. It's my pleasure also to introduce Mr. Nick Restano, a social studies teacher by day at the high school, and our master of civics at night. Take it away, Nick.
All right, get this adjusted. Sorry if the change in volume harms your eardrums, but I can assure you that folks in the back will be able to hear me no problem. Such is the nature of my voice. First of all, I'd like to thank Daisha, I'd like to thank MJ and the League for putting on this great community event. The amount of work that these folks have put into making all this happen is simply Herculean, and we really appreciate it because this is a great time. I thank our distinguished guests and our judges for taking the time out of your evenings to come. I thank our tech team for all of the great work that they're doing to make this work. I see you, Bill Melville, back there. Great to see you. And I thank all of you for coming to participate in what is a fun community event. So thank all of you. Yes, give yourselves a round of applause. All right, now, we use the Kahoot app for the first 2 rounds. So if you have the app, okay, you can access it through there. If not, if there's some sort of weird glitch, you can access it through kahoot.it from any browser. So that's a backdoor. If you don't have the Kahoot app, it'd be kahoot.it. That way you can access Kahoot, but otherwise you should be able to open it through the app. As Daisha said, the Wi-Fi access points in the room have capacity limits. So if your other devices are on airplane mode, things should run smoothly. If you don't put your other devices on airplane mode, we can have teams that get kicked off. Now, if your team gets kicked off, we do have a paper backup system for you. So take a minute to fill out your team name on that paper form, okay, and designate a team member who will fill in the paper form should the app crash. You know, we don't want a repeat of what you saw in that image. You would all have the look in your face like Vinny Bucci had. But just in case, we've got paper for you to fill in now, just in case. Now, if we have to switch, if your group, has to switch to paper, it's a Scantron. So make sure your answers line up to the number of the question. And for a lot of kids in the room, they might not have taken a Scantron. You know, if one answer is off, as you put it into the machine, you wind up getting all of them wrong. So you want to avoid that. Now, if your device fails, your group should raise their hands, and our tech team will come to your assistance. So if your device fails, if you get booted out of the app, okay, make sure that you raise your hand, and they'll know to come help you out, and you can avail yourself of the paper that's on the table. All right, now is anybody unsure of what to do next? All right, good wait time there. So now we're going to have a warm-up round for you, just to get used to playing on the Kahoot app. Okay, you will see the question on the screen. and I will read it aloud. Then you'll see the answer choices, and you'll have 5 seconds of team talk before the answers are selectable. So once you determine what your answer is going to be, you click on the shape that corresponds to your answer. The sooner you answer, the more points you get if you get it right. As time goes on, the amount of points awarded for a correct answer decreases. But mind you, you get no points for a wrong answer. So part of the strategy here is how sure are you? If you're very sure, you answer very quickly, you get the maximum amount of points available. If you take a while to answer, as time goes on, the amount of points you would get for a correct answer decreases. So that's how Kahoot operates. Okay? Now, when the game pin appears on the big screen, you enter that into the box, okay, you type it in, and then you click enter or scan the QR code. Once you do that, okay, once you enter the pin, enter your team name as it appears on the little name tag on your table. Okay, there's a character limit, so there are abbreviations in case the team name goes over the character limit. So make sure you write it as it appears on your table so that we can make sure that the results from rounds 1 and 2 get properly combined. Now also enter the player names or nicknames. You can add a button, you can hit the add button to add a 4th player. All right, is anybody unable to get into the Kahoot? Okay, all right. We're going to have a warm-up round just to make sure everybody's familiar with how to use Kahoot. So there's no pressure here. Okay, this round doesn't count, but we want to get you familiar with how to use Kahoot. So these are just Massachusetts fun facts, League of Women Voters questions. Your first warm-up round question. Which American first happened in Massachusetts? All right, so you see the little check marks, okay? All of them were correct. Okay, Massachusetts is a trendsetter in many respects. Oh, they still have 5 seconds. Okay, yeah. All right, so once your 5-second team time talk is up, okay, you've got a very limited amount of time to hit your correct answer. Okay? Next question. Massachusetts has a lot of official state foods. Which of the following is not one? Not an official state food. All right, so lobster would be Maine's state food. They also partial blueberries up there. So, next question. What age do you have to be to join the League of Women Voters? Right, 16, yeah. And students join for free, so make sure that you know that. Students join for free. All right, just real quick, does any team need a fourth player? Is anybody shortchanged? All right, good. Just got to make sure you got your power play kill out there. All right, true or false? The League of Women Voters is open only to women. False. The League of Women Voters is dedicated to equality. All right, well done, amazing alums in the practice round. All right, our last question for our practice round. When was our last Civics Bee held? Now, 2019. Okay, so back in the before times, it was only a few years ago, but it feels like it was 30. All right, with that, we're going to move on to the real thing. So we're going to have the pin on the screen for you to join round 1. Okay, you enter that like you did in the practice round, enter your nicknames. Is anybody having difficulty logging on? All right. And with that, let us get ready for round one. There are 25 questions. Our first question. What was the first year there were 100 senators in Congress? It's okay, it's okay. All right, sorry about that. We had a video that was ready to play. Senator Warren is going to read that. That's my mistake. It's my mistake. Just read it up on my evaluation. All right, 1959, my parents were 8. All right, next question. What? Kristen, are we able to play the video? Okay. All right, next question. The power to confirm appointments to the Supreme Court is given to... Given to the Senate. All right, our next question. Under the 19th Amendment, women cast their first vote in what election? All right, the 1920 presidential election, was that Harding? I think that was Harding. All right. So the election was held on November 2nd, 1920, just over 2 months after the ratification of the 19th Amendment. 36% of eligible voters cast ballots, and the total electorate expanded by 8 million votes. All right, your next question. How many congressional districts are there in the United States? Four to 35. Now, as a follow-up question, how many congressional districts are there in Massachusetts? All right, so in 2020 there was a census. Massachusetts did not gain any seats, but Massachusetts also did not lose any seats. All right, next question. In what year was the Constitution of the United States written? All right, 1787 is when it was written. Civics students, I expect you to know that. All right, next one. Which of the following are powers specifically reserved for Congress? Okay, all of them. All right, now, for this next one, again, I'm going to look to you civics students. In what year was the Bill of Rights adopted? $1791. All right, next question is, how many amendments are there to the Constitution? Twenty-seven total amendments. All right, for question number 10. True or false, the Constitution is the supreme law of the land? That is true. All right, next question. What is rule of law? Everybody's got to follow the law. All right, now, I certainly hope any student of American history will remember this one. I just raised some anxiety in the crowd. All right, which political party was George Washington a member of? He was not a member of the Green Party. Uh-oh. All right. All right. Sorry for the technical gaffe. for those of you who are curious, we're back on track now. Okay, for those of you that are curious, okay, George Washington was not a member of any political party. He warned against the politics of factions, as they would have called it back then, in his very famous farewell address to Congress. Now, for the other question, the United States is not a direct democracy, like you would see in like Switzerland. All right. Elections in the U.S. Oh, sorry. Next question. Elections in the U.S. are best described as which? A decentralized election system. That is going to be connected to our next question. Which level of government plays a role in elections? All three play a role in our decentralized election system. All right, now for this next question, it's germane then as it was now. The battle for voting rights has always been part of the fabric of the United States. Who was allowed to vote when the Constitution of the United States was first adopted? That's true, it varied by state. So, when the Constitution was written, it did not specify who had the right to vote. That was determined by states. And by a quirk of law in New Jersey, okay, white property-owning women were allowed to vote. New Jersey went out of their way in 1807 to amend their Constitution to bar women from voting. So, keep that one in mind. All right, now for this next question, we are going to go all the way back to that halcyon era, the 90s. The National Voter Registration Act of 1993, or the Motor Voter Act, was designed to do what? It was designed to do all of the above back under the administration of Bill Clinton. All right, now, 2024, just next year, will be a presidential election year where you're going to be hearing an awful lot about the very unique quirk of American presidential elections. And so this next question is about that. How many presidents have won the Electoral College without winning the popular vote? Five. Okay, so Americans had 5 presidents who were given the presidency despite not winning the popular vote because they won the Electoral College. There's Massachusetts' own John Quincy Adams. There were 2 men with big beards, Rutherford B. Hayes and Benjamin Harrison. And then in my lifetime, there was George W. Bush and Donald Trump. So we've had 5 presidents win the presidency without winning the popular vote. And actually looking at the list for the 5 were Republican. All right, next question. Who decides the presidency if there is a tie in the Electoral College? The election goes to the House to determine who would be president if there's a tie in the Electoral College. All right, now, enough about presidents. Let's talk about vice presidents. Yeah, I know. Even the vice president probably doesn't like being vice president, okay? Is a former 2-term president eligible to be a candidate's vice presidential running mate? No, you cannot run for vice president if you've already served 2 terms as president, because you need to be able to be qualified to be president if something happens to the president. All right, on to the Constitution, or rather the amendments. Our next question is, which of these amendments to the Constitution does not address or guarantee voting rights? All right, the First Amendment does not address voting rights. It addresses a lot of important things, but not voting rights. All right, now for this next question. Which amendment standardized the minimum voting age to 18? The 26th Amendment. Now, for this next question, for all of you future voters, something that you want to keep in mind. At what age can you pre-register to vote in Massachusetts? Pre-register to vote. $16 for pre-registration. Right now, this question actually is one that people ask every now and again. So now, in 1854, Congress passed a law designated Election Day as the first Tuesday after the first Monday in November, which begs the question, why do we vote on a Tuesday in early November? Okay, so if you think of 1854, most people were farmers. November was at the end of or after harvest time. Tuesday would mean that people didn't have to travel on the Sabbath because you would have to travel long distances to go to the polling places. Wednesday would often be the market day, so that's where that comes from. Right now, hopefully you're all paying attention earlier. Wendesha mentioned that this year marks we are celebrating the founding of the League of Women Voters 63 years ago. So, the League of Women Voters of Hamilton Wenham was established in what year? Ah, 1960, itself an election year, a very famous election. All right, now that is it for round one. Okay, congratulations to our top 3 teams. Aptly titled the winners.
All right, everybody, hang on. We're going to have intermission in just a minute. But first, because we actually spent a lot of time getting this video from Senator Warren, we'd like to play that first. Because she's been very busy. If you turn on the TV or listen to the radio, she's done everything last week or so. Can we tee that up, Kristen? Thanks. We really appreciate it when people take the time, when they're very busy, to help us out with this stuff.
Hello, League of Women Voters, and hello to all the volunteers and students. I'm Senator Elizabeth Warren, and I'm so excited to be here with you virtually and to welcome you to the 5th annual Hamilton Wenham Civics Bee. Now, as a United States Senator, my job is to make sure that our democratically elected government works for everyone in Massachusetts and all across the country. And that means tackling tough challenges that people face every day. Challenges like how to make child care and health care and education more affordable for everyone. How to fight climate change, how to protect our democracy, and how to build opportunities for everyone in our country, not just the wealthy and well-connected. I am so glad that you are all here participating in the Hamilton Wenham Civics Bee. For our democracy, for our government, for our country to work, everyone needs to pitch in. And that is what you are all doing here today. Young people are leading the charge on some of the toughest issues facing our country. And our country is much better because of it. You're on the front lines advocating for gun control so that we're all safer in our schools and communities. You're speaking out against attacks on reproductive rights, and you're fighting to protect our climate and our planet. I hope that you all have fun today and learn a lot that you can bring to the fights for what you care about. So, now for your first question. And as a United States Senator, I have to say, this one is a fun one for me. What was the first year that there were 100 senators in Congress? Here are your choices: 1789, 1920, 1959, or 1864.
Senator Warren for helping us out and for joining us, as she has, I think, every year that we've had this event. Hey, so we're going to take a break in a minute. I just wanted to tell you about an upcoming league event. It's really important. It's Candidates Night, and I see we have at least one candidate in here, and we have some elected officials in here, town officials. So yes, please acknowledge everybody. They're here. We're going to have it recorded on Tuesday, March 29th, and it'll be made available to the public at 5 p.m. on March 30th. So please use this opportunity to hear from those who are running for local office before town meetings on Saturday, April 1st, and town elections on Thursday, April 6th. Other upcoming events for the league include our monthly walk and talk at Bradley Palmer this Saturday, March 18th at 10:30. All are welcome to come enjoy a gentle walk and some interesting conversation. We've got a book club that's meeting soon to discuss Michelle Obama's new best-selling book, The Light We Carry. And finally, we're pleased to announce that the league will be hosting a speaker series this fall in collaboration with the Hamilton Wenham Public Library. Topics will include water resources and conservation, media literacy, affordable housing, civics 101, local print journalism, and sustainability. And so currently we're in search of some speakers, so if you or somebody you know has expertise in any of these areas, or you want to help us out, just let us know. Anybody who's a leaguer can help you. And like all of our events, the speaker series will be free and open to the public. So please check out our website and follow us on Facebook to keep up to date on these events. Okay, time for a break. Don't forget to visit the refreshment table in the back. We'll come back in about 10 minutes. Thank you. The number for the first winner is 2149755. 2149755. Does anybody have that number? Going once? Yep, 2149755. All right, come on up. Okay, we've got another one. I'm going to pick it this time. Okay. 2149868. 2149868. All right, come on up. Come on up. All right, so now that I've got your attention, I want to tell you a little bit about the League of Women Voters of Hamilton Wenham. We're a nonpartisan political organization that encourages informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League of Women Voters of the United States, our parent organization, is a people's organization that has fought since 1920 to improve our government and engage all Americans in the decisions that impact their lives. We operate at national, state, and local levels through more than 800 state and local leagues in all 50 states, as well as in D.C., the Virgin Islands, and in Hong Kong. We never endorse or oppose political parties or candidates, but we are political. Formed from the movement that secured the right to vote for women, the centerpiece of the League's efforts remain to expand participation and give a voice to all Americans. We do this at all three levels of government, engaging in both broad educational efforts as well as advocacy. Our issues are grounded in our respected history of making democracy work for all Americans. So that's a little bit about us. Now, before we get to round two, we're going to have some special trivia questions with a chance to win prizes. Anyone in the room can participate. These are great prizes, including donations by local businesses, Honeycomb, Wenham Tea House, The Weather Vane, Winfrey's, Mary Beth's, Ward's, Five Sons, Sports Stops, Post, Tendercroft, Starbucks, The Farm, Cherry Hill Ice Cream, and Cookie Monster. We are so grateful for these local businesses for their support. So our judges will do the honors. They're going to do 4 trivia questions. And if you know the answer, you raise your hand and they will pick you to answer it. If you get it right, you can come up and pick a prize up here, okay? So, who would like to get us started over there? Bruce? All right, Senator Tarr. Is that on over there?
All right, is this working?
That's
All right, thanks, Station. Is everybody having fun tonight? Oh, you can do better than that. Are you having fun? All right. Why don't we give the League of Women Voters a great big round of applause for putting this on tonight? So we're all thrilled to be here with you tonight and actually trying to answer the questions along with you. I'm not going to tell you how we did, but we're doing okay. So the first question that we're going to ask you, and then we're going to go down the line here as we go, but let's start with this one. And they've got to pay careful attention and think about this. Hamilton was originally part of what town? Right there, I saw your hand go. Yes!
okay.
I think you can come up and pick a prize.
Come on up and pick a prize. Okay. Good job. You go see Jane over there at the table. Over here at the prize table. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead, Jerry.
Good evening, everybody. Great to be here. This is my first one. This is awesome. I think I've got about 2 right. Okay, what was the 20th number in pi? Oh, that's not a question, sorry. Okay, name a New England state that was not one of the original 13 colonies. Green, right there. Yes, you got it. There was actually 2, so let's do a bonus question. What was the second? In the funky shirt right there, yes. No, sorry. You, all hyped up. Yes, you got it.
All righty, let's keep the fun going. What is one freedom protected by the First Amendment? Right here. Yep. Oh, in unison, they said it at the same time. Okay, and what's another? Back there in the maroon. Correct. Correct. Well done. So go get your prizes. So you and you, yep, you, because they both are going to have to get one. They said it identically at the same time. And then in the maroon. Look at your prizes.
Okay, hello. So happy to be here in Hamilton, my hometown. Hamilton was incorporated in what year? Right there in the maroon. Correct. Woo! All right. That was great. That was great. Congratulations to all the winners and a big thank you to the judges for those great trivia questions. All right, so before we dive back in, I wanted to thank our Representative Kasner, Kearns, Paracilla, and Senator Tarr for making the time to come here tonight. As a token of our appreciation, we have a little gift for you and for our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Restano. It's a copy of the book, Susan Ware's book, Why They Marched. This book is a tribute to the many women who worked tirelessly in communities across the nation, out of the spotlight, protesting, petitioning, and insisting on their full right to full citizenship. Ware tells her story through the lives of 19 activists, most of whom have been overlooked. Enjoy. And now we go back to the game.
All right, the pin is on the screen, so you can log on using the pin. All right, so for round two, there are 20 questions, and we're going to step it up a bit. Which Supreme Court case declared segregation in public schools unconstitutional? All right, Brown v. Board of Education, they unanimously declared segregation in public schools unconstitutional. Now for this next question, okay, 2020 had a lot of things going on in it, if we can remember. It was a census year. What results did the census determine? All right, determine both funding and reapportionment of the House of Representatives. All right, now, for our next question, which of these is not an official political party in the United States? Which of these is not an official political party in the United States? The Liberal Democrats are a British political party, okay, otherwise known as the Lib Dems. Okay, that is a British political party. Okay. Now, we don't wish to pit the ages against each other, but which demographic group votes the most? Years or older. So, you know, for all the Gen Zers who want to bash the boomers, they vote, okay? And the millennials, we should vote in greater numbers too. Okay, 6 years or older is the most likely demographic group to vote. Now, speaking of voting, what was the largest segment of the electorate in the 2020 presidential election? Largest segment of the electorate. The largest group of people in the 2020 electorate were eligible voters who did not vote. So we had about 67% of people turn out. If you look at the groups, the largest group was people who could have voted but didn't. Independents would be the next largest block of voters. All right, for this next question, also about voting. True or false? Voters have to re-register every year. Okay, folks. Okay. When you've registered to vote, you only have to re-register if you move, or you change your name, or you want to change your political party, or become unaffiliated. Some states will purge their voter rolls. Very controversial. Massachusetts does not do that. Now, women won the right to vote nationwide in 1920. But while seeking to amend the Constitution, they launched a state-by-state campaign, and in some states, they already had the right to vote prior to the passage of the 19th Amendment. So what was the first state or territory to grant full women's suffrage? All right, so Wyoming. So Massachusetts did not have full suffrage for women until the 19th Amendment, but women were allowed to vote for school committees beginning in 1879. All right, for this next one, we're getting into some constitutional history. Which presidential action is not specified by the Constitution? Consulting with the cabinet, okay, not specifically spelled out. All right, so we're going to go back to the subject of voting. In this case, access to the polls. The 2013 Shelby County v. Holder Supreme Court decision dismantled a key provision of what voting rights legislation? All right, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, gutted by Shelby County v. Holder. All right, now, for this next question. Which group, okay, what was the first group or movement to picket the White House in protest? Okay, so which group is the first to picket the White House in protest? Alice Paul and the Suffragettes. Okay, the Know Nothings were a xenophobic organization in the middle, and a political party in the middle of the 1800s. Okay, Alice Paul was co-founder of the National Women's Party, whose silent sentinels stood in silence in front of the White House 6 days a week for 2.5 years, with signs excoriating President Wilson. Many were arrested and suffered brutal treatment in prison. Now, speaking of advocacy for women to vote, known for her direct lobbying methods, who is the first president of the League of Women Voters? Maud Wood Park. Now, Maud was a Massachusetts native. She trained suffragists to learn as much as they could about their representatives and pioneered direct or front door lobbying, League members still use this method to advocate for issues. Staying on the subject of the right for women to vote, what state provided the final vote needed for ratification of the 19th Amendment? Okay. Tennessee. It passed by one vote. A 24-year-old lawmaker received a letter that morning from his mother that convinced him to vote in favor of ratification. So 36 states ratified it, it became the law of the land, but other states could still ratify it afterwards. For this next question, which was the last state to approve the 19th Amendment and when? All right, so now when Mississippi did that, okay, they acknowledged that women had been fully enfranchised citizens for 64 years. You see that come up every now and again when it comes to the Equal Rights Amendment, whether or not they would need to re-vote. Now, this one's coming a little closer to home, or much closer to home. How long before an election does voter registration close in Massachusetts? Okay, 10 days. All right, now, you've registered to vote, you show up on voting day for this next question. If you're in line to vote in Massachusetts when the polls close at 8 p.m., what should you do? Stay in line, okay? They got to stay as long as the folks that were in line when the polls close, you stay in line. They have to stay there for as long as is necessary for them to be able to cast their vote. Now, for this next question, can 17-year-olds vote in primary elections? Primary elections. In some states, okay, in 19 states actually, 17-year-olds can vote in the primary if they'll be 18 by the general election. But not in Massachusetts, though. All right, now, this next question deals with access to voting. During most of the 20th century, African Americans were prevented from voting by what? All the above were used to bar African Americans from their right to vote. The battle for access to the ballots is as old as the nation itself, and sadly that battle continues. Our next question. What year did Native Americans gain citizenship? Okay, 1924, but then voter rights did not come until 1948 when the last state to legally challenge it withdrew their legal challenge. Now another question regarding access to the ballots. Polling places did not have to be accessible to voters with disabilities until what year? If no accessible polling place exists, then disabled people need to be provided an alternative means of voting. Now, for this last question for the round, it is illegal to give people rewards for voting. Voting should be its own reward. In the 19th century, though, laws were needed to ban what freebies from being handed out on Election Day? Alcohol. Not allowed to award somebody with alcohol for voting. Now, we're going to tabulate our scores for these 2 rounds. And that's going to determine, okay, who's coming back for the championship round. So, if your team had to use paper, we'll come and grab it. We'll pick up the iPads as well. Stay tuned. We're going to hand it back to Daisha.
Sorry, it's not on? There it is, okay. Okay, so the first raffle prize is from the Nail Studio, okay? So here is the number, 214-9914. 214-9914. 214-9914. Anybody? Yay! Okay. Okay. The next gift certificate we have is from Grassy Roots in Beverly. Okay, Grassy Roots. All right. All right. Here's the ticket number, 2149760. 2149760. Hey, all right. All right, so we've got one more raffle. And it's to 15 Walnuts, the Serenity Restaurants, I guess, for all the restaurants that they own. Okay. The number is 2149782. 2149782. Anybody? No? 2149782. All right, I'll draw another one. Yeah! You're still live out there. All right. 2149799. 2149799. Okay! All right. Congratulations. All right, excellent. So, our judges have some more fun trivia questions for you. We have some other great prizes to choose from. We need to do, judges, we need 4 more trivia questions. We got 4 more prizes, okay? You want to go? Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Most important thing. What town office would you visit to register to vote? Right here. Yes. Yes. And I want to. Correct. And I want to quickly recognize the town clerks that are here. I know Diane Bucco, Selectman, previous town clerk. I think she's left, but Corinne Kale, Hamilton town clerk.
And a member of the league, of course.
And a member of the league.
And a longtime president of the league.
Corinne Kale, the town clerk in Hamilton. So thank you for all of your work in the towns. Okay. Am I up?
Yep.
Oh, I love this question. I'm going to ask it. Not a hard one. What was the original name of Wenham? Right here in the Red Sox shirt. Yes.
Alrighty, who was the first woman to serve on the Supreme Court? Way back there. No, sorry. I did. Sorry, nope. No, good close, good try. Let's go over here. Yes, you got it. Good job.
Okay, other than someone here tonight, who said we have nothing to fear but fear itself? Yes? FDR. FDR, you got it. Congratulations.
Everyone sit tight for a minute. We've got some tabulation going in the back. A couple minutes. You guys can just. All right. How about just for fun? We don't have any more prizes, but for fun, why don't you do another?
No prize, sorry, but this is all for your own pride. How long do Supreme Court justices serve on the bench? For life, you got it.
We're going to go back to some local. Oh, no, there's a good one. just for fun, no prize. Does anyone know what document did the United States Constitution replace? Oh, wow. So many of you. Right here in the green. Yep. Did you win something already? Oh, it doesn't matter because there's no prize. What do you got? Yes. Did you say the Articles of Confederation? That would be correct.
Okay, just for fun. What state has the oldest written constitution still in effect? Right here. You got it.
I came up with a prize. I've got a Kit Kat. All right. Before Teddy Roosevelt, the White House was called what? Come on, it's for a Kit Kat. Think deep. Close. This one's tough, huh? No. You got it. Awesome. There you go. The Executive Mansion.
All right, again, we're doing bragging rights only here, and I don't have a Kit Kat, so this is just for pride. Wenham was originally part of what then town, now city? Salem. Very good.
Okay, the judges are back. Which document was the foundation or the precursor to, do you even know what I'm going to ask? to the U.S. Constitution. Which document, well, someone from far away where we're not getting our, right here, with your hand up, and you have a kerchief on? Yep. Or is your hand up? Oh. Not the Magna Carta. A little bit later than that. The president here has already won something. We're going to... Yes, that is correct. The Massachusetts State Constitution was the basis for the United States Constitution, and again, the oldest continuously in existence.
Okay, still for fun. Where do we get the phrase wall of separation between church and state? Where do we get the phrase wall of separation between church and state? Anyone? Anyone? Right here? Nope. Good guess, but no. So where do we get the phrase wall of separation between church and state? Thomas Jefferson's letters. You got it. Great job.
Okay, moving right along, we're going to come back to Massachusetts and ask you for one of the two people that laid the cornerstone to the Massachusetts State House when it was constructed. No? Yes. Paul Revere, that's right. Does anyone want to take a shot at the second person? Yep. No? Yes? No? Anybody else? Sam Adams, very good.
I don't know, it might be pretty close because, it must be close because it's taken a little time. Go Judges.
Alrighty. Which state was the first to ratify the Constitution? You gotta go nuts. Go nuts so I can. All right. Yeah, there you go. All right, right there. Delaware, correct. Awesome. Sorry, no Kit Kat.
Okay, just for fun, who was the first Treasury Secretary of the United States? Back here. Let the music go. Okay, awesome. So getting super local. What day, actual date, is Hamilton Wenham Town Meeting 2023? Right here in the Auckland Church. Excellent. Follow-up question for all of those of you who can vote in the town meeting. Who is planning to attend? Yes. Tell all your friends and your neighbors. Thank you very much.
Okay, the judges are working on some additional questions here. We're trying to keep up with you. So, in the Revolutionary era, what woman wrote to her husband the phrase that has been quoted many times, "Don't forget the ladies"? Right here with the glasses. Abigail Adams, very good.
Okay, I know none of you kids are going to get in trouble, but if something does happen and you take the fifth in court, what does that mean? Great. The freedom to not incriminate yourself. You don't have to say anything. Correct. Good job.
I'd jump in for 1 second because I wanted to recognize there's a team who's got some great team spirit. I just noticed that they've changed it again from the Hawaiian shirts into the, could you guys stand up?
Wow.
That's pretty good team spirit, I think. Okay. All right, looks like we have some results. All right, thanks. Thanks, judges. You can do stand-up routine next time.
All right, we're going to let the tension build here. Okay, so, thank you everybody for your patience. Math is hard, that's why I teach history. Okay, so, for the championship round, our finalists will come forward one team at a time and answer a lightning round of questions. They'll have 60 seconds to answer as many questions as they can, and our panel of judges will score their answers. Okay? So, the three teams, okay, are, okay, Team Hadley, the Bee Buzzers, and, at least for now, they aptly named the winners. Okay? So, could I have Team Hadley come forward? Is it that microphone we're going to go to?
You can use this microphone.
All right, Team Hadley, you can use that microphone right there.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, you have the same one.
All right, judges, you can open the envelopes in front of you that contain the championship round questions. There's one sheet for each team, starting with our third place finisher, Team Hadley. Oh, we're going to do the third place one. All right. These are all questions that can be answered quickly. Okay? Often, not always, but often with a number like years or ages, term lengths, article numbers, etc. If there's any questions about whether an answer is acceptable, our judges will have the final say.
Is this the third one? What team?
Yeah, this is the third place team.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so Team Hadley, third place team. Don't worry about the slide yet. All right. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness comes from what document? Okay.
All right, first, second, third.
Okay. Minor technical difficulties. Sorry, Team Hadley. All right, can we have the winners here first? Okay, can we get the winners up here to the podium?
Gettysburg Address.
Okay. Yeah, hold on.
I'm sorry, just reset. Back to plan A.
All right, now, not to confuse everybody, Team Hadley, we're going to bring you back. Everybody's getting their steps in. They're closing their circles. Okay. So, Team Hadley, you're back up. Okay, so, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness comes from what document?
Declaration of Independence.
Okay, who represents Hamilton and Wenham in the United States House?
Seth Moulton.
What is the total number of United States representatives in the House of Representatives?
435.
What is the most terms to which a president has ever been elected? What is the minimum number of electors that they can have for a state and electoral college? Minimum number of electors. Okay. In what year did African American men get the vote?
D8.
What number of years residency requirement for president?
7.
What article creates the judicial branch?
Third.
What? Time's up? All right, that is it. Thank you, Team Hadley.
All right, 5. 5 correct.
All right, so Team Hadley got 5 correct.
Okay.
Hey, bee buzzers, it is your time. All right, bee buzzers. Okay, second place team. Judges, are you ready? Bee buzzers, are you ready?
Wait a minute, 1 second.
Yep. Okay.
Turn around for the photo. Wait, photo op.
All right. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, comes from. He represents Massachusetts in the United States Senate. He.
Markey,
Total number of United States senators.
100.
Most years a person could now serve as president.
8,
Number of electoral votes needed to win the presidency.
70.
What year did women get the vote?
1920.
Number of years citizenship requirement to run for the United States Senate. What article defines the legislative branch?
Second.
Article 1 requires Congress to meet at least how often?
2 years.
What year was the Constitution ratified?
1787.
Which amendment addresses rights in criminal cases? Time. Oh, 5. Okay, so we'll need to do a tiebreaker later, or a coin flip. So, while we get our first place team up here, Constitution was ratified in 1788 when New Hampshire, okay, my home state, the Granite State, ratified the Constitution. All right. Now, having gotten a nice little evening constitutional, nice little walk, so that you're ready. All right, the winners. Government of the people, by the people, and for the people comes from what document?
Gettysburg Address.
She represents Massachusetts
Elizabeth
in the
Warren.
Senate. Number of Supreme Court justices currently. Number of votes needed in the Senate to confirm a cabinet appointment.
2/3 or 67. Oh, sorry.
Total number of electors in the Electoral College.
541.
Year 18-year-olds got the vote.
1971.
Number of years citizenship requirement for the United States representative.
7.
What article defines the executive branch?
Second.
Article 2 requires the president to update Congress on the State of the Union how often?
Once a year.
Year the Constitution was signed.
1787.
Which amendment addresses the right to a fair trial?
6.
And that is it for time. All right, so we're going to go to our tiebreaker, yes?
I think so. You check on that.
Okay. So we have a winner, okay, aptly named the winners. Okay, congratulations. Now we're tabulating and determining next steps for the tie. We had Team Hadley and the Bee Buzzers both get 5. And I honestly don't know what happens at the Olympics if this happens, so.
To ask some questions, the two teams, second and third place teams are going to come up and they're going to write. Come on up here.
Okay, so Bee Buzzers, come on up.
Yeah.
And Team Hadley, come on up. Okay, you're going to use whiteboards.
Wait a minute. Yeah, each have a whiteboard. And you can sit over here.
Okay. All right. So you have about 30 seconds to confer and write down your answer. The judges will determine if you're correct. And kind of like extra innings in a baseball game, like if both teams are even up, we go to a next round of questions. Here, our next question. But if after the round of questions, one of you gets it right and the other one gets it wrong, then we've got a second place team and a third place team. All right. For the silver and bronze medal of the Civics Bee, what is reapportionment? All right. Present your responses to the judges.
You're both right? Yeah. Both right.
All right, both right. Process whereby seats are allocated each state after the census. So,
What is team number 3? 3 and 2.
okay. Next question. What is redistricting? Your time is almost up. All right, present your answers to the judges. All right, they're both right. It's redrawing the boundaries of congressional districts within the states. All right, now this next one, this is a tough one, but a good one. Okay, now there are 6 non-voting members of the House of Representatives. Name 3 districts or territories they represent. 6 non-voting members of the House of Representatives. Name 3 districts or territories they represent. All right, present your answers to the judges. Both got them right. You can choose from American Samoa, Guam, the Northern Mariana Islands, Puerto Rico, the U.S. Virgin Islands, or Washington, D.C. All right. We're going to bring this one back down to the local level. How many signatures of registered voters must you gather in order to have a warrant article inserted into the next regular town meeting warrant? All right, groups, write down your answers and present them to the judges. All right, so the Bee Buzzers are your second place team. Congratulations. All right, so you've got our third place team, Team Hadley. We've got our second place team, the Bee Buzzers, and our first place team, the winners. Okay, everybody give her a round of applause. Now we're going to hand out the prizes, hand out the awards, and I'm going to hand it back over to Daisha. So thank you very much.
You guys, what a terrific night. Absolutely awesome. Thanks so much to everybody who's been involved. Just stick around for 1 minute. We're going to do the trophy presentation. We get that trophy engraved every year, so it's kind of cool. In the meantime, we want to thank a few more people. Thanks to all the volunteers who contributed their time and effort tonight. Particularly, we'd like to thank teachers Kristen Borges, Tyler Walker, Eric Spengler, principals Brian Menegoni and Zach Best for being tremendous partners in our civics engagement initiative and for getting out the word to the students about the bee. Johanna Wilson, Donna Woolworth, and the tech team have put in a tremendous amount of time and effort to making the technical part of this evening work, as have our own members, friends, and many student helpers. Thank you. A big thank you to the local Cultural Council of Hamilton-Wenham for providing the funding to support the annual Civics Bee. Without your generosity, this event would not be possible. And finally, thank you to our Super Queen Bee, which is MJ Brown. I can't tell you the number of hours and sweat that MJ puts into this event, and it really is a tribute to her that everything went so well tonight. So thank you. I have a little something for you, MJ, but I'm going to hold on. So the queen bee needs a place to keep her honey, and we have some beautiful honey jar and from Clay Dreaming, and some honey right from Harrods in London that Christina picked up for you. So thank you, MJ. You're the queen. You're the queen. Okay. What's that? I don't have the announcements. Okay, so we need the teams. We need third place to go over and get your medals from the judges. Third place team. It's you guys, third place. If you guys wouldn't mind doing the honors. And second place team can go right behind them. Second place teams can go behind them to get your medals and stuff.